you might not like this video, so I'm just letting you know now. So we're going to be talking about the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory. If you've never heard of the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory, it's basically that she unalived herself and she was replaced by a lookalike named Melissa Vandella. So is there truth to this theory? Let's talk about it. Before we talk about this theory, I do want to reiterate that it's a theory and you shouldn't assume that everything is true just because people have proof. And I think that conspiracy theories can get out of hand sometimes and can be really harmful to people's lives. So before we talk about the theory, I do want to talk about Avril's history and a little about her career. So Avril Lavigne was born on September 27th, 1984 in Belleville, Ontario. The word Avril means April in French, and her father named her that. Apparently, her family first noticed that she was really good at singing when she was 2, and she was singing Jesus Loves Me. When she was 5, her father bought her a microphone, a drum kit, and several guitars to support her musical interests. As she got older, she would sing Garth Brooks or Shania Twain at fairs, and then she started writing her own songs. In 1999, she won a contest and she got to sing a song with Shania Twain. And she was discovered and she got her first professional manager. In November 2000, she signed with Arista Records and she left school to focus on her musical career. She released her very first album called Let Go in 2002, and it did great. It reached number 2 on the Billboard Top 200. The song Complicated reached number 2 in the United States. Skater Boy and I'm With You also reached the top 10. Then she released another album in 2004 called Under My Skin, and she went on to release 5 more studio albums during her career. Alright, so let's talk about this conspiracy theory. It's believed to have originated in 2011 from a Brazilian blog called Avril Está Morta, which believes that Avril died in 2003 after the release of her debut album Let Go. So people believe that she unalived herself because she couldn't cope with the fame. But some people also believe that her grandfather died, and there's a video of her at a concert and she's singing about it and like crying. But people believe that all of these things led her into a deep depression and she unalived herself. And then it's believed that her record label thought that Avril was doing great and they didn't want to lose all the fame and money associated with Avril Lavigne. So they chose a lookalike named Melissa Vandella, and Melissa replaced her. So there is 5 main points of proof for this theory. The main proof was that Melissa was hired as a body double for Avril while she was going through hard times, and she was apparently used to divert and distract paparazzi at the time that Avril was, home and taking care of herself. The theory also says that Avril also taught Melissa how to sing and dance just like her. I do also want to say that there was a photo shoot that Avril did, and she had written on her hand, or someone had written on her hand, Melissa. So that's where a lot of the conspiracy theory comes from. The second piece of proof that the theory talks about is her album Under My dry skin, having subliminal messages, is about personal growth and issues like heartbreak and pressures of growing up. So it does kind of make sense that people think that there are messages about Avril dying and, becoming someone new. Another big point of contention is the measurements of her face being off from when she was younger. A lot of people point out that her nose doesn't look the same, that she's missing like beauty marks and moles, her jawline and her eye, like the inner corners of her eye, I don't know what the word is for that, are different from Avril when she was younger. Another piece of proof is that her handwriting is different. There's like an insert in one of her albums that's supposed to be her handwriting from when she was writing the songs, and they've compared it to her handwriting nowadays and see a huge difference in that. The last piece of proof that seems to get everyone to believe it is the stylistic changes. Her first 3 albums were more like soft grunge alternative kind of music, and her later albums are more poppy and upbeat. They kind of emulate emo pop or J-pop in many ways. In conclusion, Avril has denied this theory. She hasn't been very adamant. She's just kind of been like, that's so stupid, I literally look the same. Like, I can't believe that people believe that. So, for my verdict, I don't think she actually died. We have to think that she was 17 when she got famous, and a lot of what people think is proof that she died is just natural aging processes, in my opinion. I mean, especially the measurements on the face being off, because if you look at a picture of me when I was 17, I don't look the same, at least in my opinion. Like, yeah, I look similar to what I looked like, but I don't look the same as I did when I was 17. And if you look closely, there are things that are way different. My face has shifted in certain spots, from like laying on a pillow or just like naturally aging, and my face is like going down. That's what happens when you age. But I definitely think that her stylistic changes and the way that she sings and the kind of music that she puts out is just normal. It's normal for people to change their art and change their style. I myself am an artist, and I went from like realistic oil paintings to more like abstract pop art kind of ideas. So I completely understand how she went from like complicated to girlfriend. Like, if you think about the amount of time that it took for her to change, it's completely normal for an artist to do something like that. The handwriting thing is the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause, because I'm like, how do you change your handwriting so much? I've seen so many people, like my mom, for example. I saw like things that she wrote when she was in high school, and it's the same exact handwriting as right now. So it's hard for me to believe that someone can change their handwriting, but I'm also sure that it can happen. I feel like it's not too hard to imagine that someone's handwriting can be changed. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's it for the video. I wanted to be a little more in depth, but it's my first time ever talking about a conspiracy theory, and I wanted to choose one that a lot of people knew about and believe in. So if you have another conspiracy theory you want me to talk about, I'd love to. I love conspiracy theories. I love talking about them. I love learning about whether or not people believe in conspiracy theories, and I just find it so fascinating, because I think that conspiracy theories have a lot of power, because when you, for example, like, you could say the earth is flat. That's a conspiracy theory a lot of people believe in. you could say the earth is flat, and then you go and you find proof. You find little things to prove that the earth is actually flat. And it would make someone believe that the earth is flat, despite having evidence that the contrary is true. I find that very interesting. Maybe I'll talk about that in the next video. The earth being flat and the reasoning that people believe in it. But yeah, if you like this video, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I will make more conspiracy theory videos if you guys are into it. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, do you think that Avril Lavigne actually died? Or do you think that she's still alive and it's possible that we're just seeing natural aging processes? Thank you so much for watching.